What's good, Elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod.
I don't want to get carried away. I don't. Y'all know I hate guest interviews. I hate them. We don't watch this show to see y'all speak to other people. That's why the dynamic of y'all getting along means so much, because we watch the show for y'all. But I say all that to say, Amerie came up here. If she wasn't auditioning, it sure did seem like one. None of us know who she is, like who Amerie is. None of us have heard her speak this much. And to find out that she talks like this, and she still looks the way she looks, I'm not going to be one of them idiots calling for her to replace Mel. But Joe, you got to pay attention. The dynamic is there. Melyssa was speaking more than she ever does, and Amerie came up there and spoke more than Melyssa ever has. I saw one of the comments saying Joe had it running in his head, pass the fucking ball, because Amerie was just going. Oh my goodness. Right? I found myself listening to all of it, intrigued, because normally when guests come on the show, they have to force them to speak. They have to ask all the questions. It's like they're reading it off a cue card. Oh, so when your first album came out in 1997, like, bro, we didn't seen all these type of interviews before. I want to know what the fuck she's been up to and what's happening currently. I don't care about her whole stardom. None of it. Nope. But Amerie was just going. She got Ish to open up a little bit about himself, talking about that DC life. Imani, oh, you dumbass. God damn it, Imani. I hate talking shit about you because I see a lot of myself in you. I see a lot of my bum ass self in your bum ass self. But you can't ask people that you're just now meeting for the first time if they smoke fucking weed, nigga. You can't do that. What are you doing? Because when they don't smoke weed like she didn't, they're going to get offended and they're going to look at you sideways for the rest of your interactions. But anyway, I know Joe has it running in his head. Damn, god damn it. I've been looking for a female. Because me personally, Melyssa's not going anywhere. That's my thought on it. I'm going to always speculate on it every time they do anything towards each other. But Melyssa's not going anywhere. Joe pays too well. And Joe's not trying to get rid of Melyssa because he loves the woman and female audience that she has brought over to his shit. He loves it. But he is looking to add another female. And at the same time, he's not trying to step on Melyssa's toes because he's constantly asking her if she would be okay with another female co-host. And she's like, no. He don't ask the niggas that. He just bring niggas on. It seemed like they had a little cohesion. And it seemed like Amerie's going to come up here and get her shit off. Once they started talking about religion, it was like, all right. But yeah, I'm very curious if Joe had any inkling to, Now, let's get to the real crux of this shit. Flip saw that hug. Flip's face and eyes were glued to that hug. And I did think it was weird myself. If I was in the room, I'd be looking at her and Joe like, what the fuck? I already thought it was funny how they were talking to each other, like, oh, y'all have chemistry outside of this. This is not y'all first time meeting, even if this is a press run. But then the hug cemented it for me. Oh, she rubbing all on this nigga chest? Oh, so this is one time Flip was making all kinds of faces and is gonna snitch to Sade and tell Joe on the next pod about what happened and Sade. This is one of them times, one of them rare times that I agree wholeheartedly with Flip. Hey, what was that? What was that? Is there something between the two of y'all that we have no idea about? Do y'all have history together? That was a little too much rubbing on the chest for me. But if I'm Melyssa, I'm paying attention to this interview, not because you're going to get released or suspended or fired or anything of the sort. But Joe is going to be paying attention to the dynamic that other women bring to the pod. Because normally when female guests come on, you have to kind of cater to them. You can tell that they have their guard up, which is respectable. But every single person that is a guest on the Joe Budden podcast, y'all have to look at that like an interview. You have to look at it like an interview. And not taking you away from whatever it is that you're doing. Joe wants y'all to have ventures outside of the JBP. In Joe's head, it would run perfectly if every person on the pod had ventures outside of the JBP and kind of managed their own thing. Flip has his own thing going. Melyssa started her own thing and has her own thing going. Mark has his own thing going. If you have a voice already, or if you have a cachet in this space, Joe loves that because you're going to help bring more eyes to my product. I don't want to have to fund your life, though. I don't. And he won't talk to people in the manner that he talks to his current cast if they have their own thing going on the outside. Amerie is trying to reinvigorate her music career. Good for her. But this appearance on the Joe Budden podcast is going to get people to start looking up what she's doing, what she has been doing, where she at, to see if she can come up here. Joe has that kind of influence. I saw Mark speaking on people talking on him joining the Joe Budden podcast, like his initial fan base. Some of them are upset, saying that his brand doesn't match the Joe Budden brand. But Mark eloquently stated, Joe Budden has a different audience than I have. Joe Budden is the best podcaster in the world. Mark Lamont Hill said that, and I didn't take it as facetious. He meant that shit. So I'm looking at all the appearances from every single guest as a possibility for another job, for another career path, for another foray into this entertainment sphere that I had no idea about. Because a lot of these people that come on these press runs still have management. They're still under management, under contract, signed to labels, all of that. But if you come on here and show your ass on the JBP, you could be like a Melyssa Ford, who initially came on for a guest appearance and now works there. You could be like a Mark Lamont Hill, who initially came on there for a guest appearance and now works there and still does his speeches. He still does his YouTube channel. And he had another breakdown on that when he was talking about Joe Budden that I loved hearing, because it's the truth and he's applying it. My night school audience is a completely different audience than the Joe Budden podcast audience. Whenever I do these interviews, that's a completely different audience than my night school and the Joe Budden podcast. Just because I'm doing this and have my fan base here doesn't mean that I have to continue doing this everywhere I go. And Joe is slowly but surely realizing that, which is why we as a community continue to speak on Mark Lamont Hill being here for the political debates, for the familial debates, for the mature debates. Melyssa's here for her influence in the music video vixen lane, for Hollywood and things of that nature. Ice is here for tech and music. Ish is here for, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. Everybody brings their own thing. Joe is realizing if I can get all of that under the same umbrella, I can cater to any audience. I can cater to any audience, because the only thing Joe needs outside of this, after he rounds up all the bases, is someone that can connect to the white audience, and then Joe will be seen as the best of all time. But he's going to keep hiring people, and he's going to keep looking for talent every time they come on the show. This is how he interviews people. Y'all come to my show, and I see the cohesion and the chemistry that you have with the people that are already on my show, and myself included. But like I said, I believe there's some history between Amerie and Joe. It may be sexual, maybe not, but they know each other prior to this interview. Don't be surprised if we see Amerie come back up here without a released song. Don't be surprised if we see Amerie come back up here for a second interview, and he's going to have a pep talk. And you don't have to pass the ball. I enjoy your energy, and I love that you talk a lot, but you talk a lot on a show that I have 8 other mics to. And you got to speak into the mic. So he's going to give her a pep talk, but best believe we're going to be seeing another Amerie appearance. But I don't know. I wasn't mad at today's episode. Normally I hate interview-based episodes, but today was actually a decent episode. And Melyssa had her list, and I saw a couple of people saying Melyssa gave a side eye. I don't think Melyssa disliked Amerie or her energy. I just think Melyssa's smart enough to realize that this is a possible interview, that this is a possible second edition type thing. So she's looking at it like that, and that's where I think the eye roll came in. But as always, if you want to check out the episode, it was today's episode featuring Amerie on Patreon. What's today, Friday? I don't know how the $10 and $25 tier works with the Patreon. I don't know if the $10 tier gets the Friday episodes or the Monday episodes. But it's today's episode. If you're interested in seeing what Amerie's up to, and outside of that, I think it was a mid-pod, but it was still a decent listen. Go ahead and check that out on the Joe Budden Podcast Patreon. I'm Elevation, though. I appreciate y'all for listening to the video. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you haven't. If you have, you already know I appreciate you. Y'all stay tuned. I might come out with another video today. YouTube keeps enticing me with things, so I might as well try to see what it's about. Also, be on the lookout for the subscription or the channel members feed or whatever. Gonna be implementing some different things on there, but I'm not gonna come out until it's ready. I'm just letting y'all know that it will be coming soon. So I appreciate everybody. Y'all be safe out here. Peace.